Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Network Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell it, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Hey guys, good morning, welcome to the live session of Stocks Never Trading. My name is Dave, guys, my partner is Ron. Let's get down to business here, guys.
In on US30, sell, okay? I'm jumping in. Guys, that's a 100 pip drop. Yes, we caught it. Hey, guys, 200 pips, please, secure.
Recording in progress.
Welcome everyone to Stocks Never Trading. Thank you for joining. My name is Ron. My partner is Dave. It is almost 11 a.m. Eastern, and today's date is Thursday, April 24. So thanks everyone for joining. Welcome everybody. A nice day in the markets for some of you guys. Gold took a little bit of a sell-off from up here on the 5 minutes. Found a little bit of support down here, pulling back up, but now it's maybe figuring out its neckline, maybe a little bit of a pullback, might continue to push up or sell down. On the other hand, NASDAQ and US30 out of Wall Street, big bullish moves, and we're kind of cooling off right now, but still got good wicks coming up. So if you want to continue maybe buying pullbacks and see if it will break some highs, you're trading with the trend that was built from Wall Street. Okay. If any bears come in the market and start selling, if we see a break of structure, then maybe we'll see the next leg maybe push down. But right now, index is looking still bullish. Okay, we'll do a full top-down analysis on all three of these securities: gold, NASDAQ, and US30. But first, let's get into the news really quickly. Forex Factory for Thursday, we had some news coming out in Europe. We had our weekly unemployment claims. Nothing changed much from their forecast, 222,000. Okay, so these are the weekly unemployment claims. No big change. If you want to read a little bit about it, you can read right here. There is the folder that was released, U.S. Unemployment Insurance Weekly Claims Report. So any folder you want to read, there is, I guarantee you, there is a report that you can read. In the week ending April 19, the advance figure for seasonally adjusted initial claims was 222,000, an increase of 6,000 from the previous week's revised level. The previous week's level was revised up to 1,000 from 215,000 to 216,000. And if you want to keep reading, it's there for you. These are weekly unemployment claims. Continuing to go through here, we had some U.S. news at 8:30, core durable goods and durable goods orders over here. We continue to move into Wall Street. 10 a.m. we had U.S. existing home sales. We have IMF meetings. Today is day 4 at the International Monetary Funds. Natural gas came out, and we got some bank holidays in New Zealand and Australia today, and not much going on this afternoon in our trading session. Okay, but there is some earnings today. We did have some earnings in the pre-market. Some of you guys paid attention to American Airlines Group came out 7 a.m. Pepsi Company came out 6 a.m. What else we got here? Union Pacific. What you can take a look at, it's kind of a little bit of a trend right now. A lot of the guidance, you're going to see red arrows going down. So a lot of the earnings from all companies, their guidance is not very positive. Their guidance in the future is tariffs are affecting their business, uncertainty in the markets are affecting their business, inflation is affecting their business. It's kind of like a theme going around all securities, all sectors. They are in the business to make money, obviously, but they also trade around the world globally, and a lot of these guidance are all red and negative. So some are mixed over here, but not too many have positive guidance unless that sector is directly related with something that's going on in the markets. Okay. After hours, we do have some earnings. Big name, Google, Alphabet over here will be reporting again at 4 p.m. Eastern. Intel Corporation, 4 p.m. Eastern. Google, there's two securities here. They're the same company. It's just different shares that they have, preferred and common. T-Mobile, but the big names are up here. Google. So it's part of your Magnificent Seven in the United States. This impacts S&P and NASDAQ and Dow, and so pay attention to that, guys. Again, if you don't listen, if you can listen to the guidance, see what Google is saying about tech and the future, anything to do with AI and things like that. Okay, so that's this afternoon. Tomorrow morning, also Friday morning, guys. This is your names for tomorrow morning. Okay, and right now in the news, let's see what's up in the news right now. Donald Trump is always up in the news. Days before election, Trump floats automobile tariff increase for Canada. I put tariffs on Canada. They are paying 25%. So he's still talking about tariffs over here. Some countries are not buying into his tariff talk. China is really holding it down. They're not really bowing down to Trump and things like that. China says it wants to partner with Canada to push back against American bullying. So you can see other nations are looking for trade with other countries around the world. So I don't know if this is a good thing for Donald Trump. He's kind of easing off a little bit. He's getting a little softer with it. He had a meeting with CEOs of Walmart, from Home Depot, and they started to tell him that you're going to start to see empty shelves soon. This is really affecting us, and so maybe he got the clue. It's not working right now. U.S. dollar has further to fall, says Goldman Sachs chief economist. What else we got going on? Let's see here. Okay, well, that's your day-to-day news, if you want to read up on that. Discord, we sent out a few signals out here. Gold, right over here. Let's just update this. We got gold, some signals right here. 18,600 closed above, pull back. Again, pulling back. You find those fair value zones. Your what was previous resistance can be support in the future. Again, it comes up. There's the resistance up there. Pull back. Volume close above. You got the breakout, then a pullback, and continue to drive. So gold, good signals there. Sorry guys, my fault. That was NASDAQ. Commodities is over here. Here was the gold one that was just sent out. Right here, picked up the liquidity, ignited bar, like a wick closing at top and an ignited open and continue to drive. Maybe any pullbacks. Again, we can entertain 3,315. Maybe look to buy off of this zone right here. Okay, so those are signals. We got the Telegram free group for everybody on YouTube. It's pinned at the top of the channel. This is the YouTube link. This was some trading in the morning, took a loss, recouped it back up. And you're going to take losses in the market. Everyone takes losses, but it's how you recoup. It's how you manage your trading after. And guys, on our website, we have a free blog available for everybody. Types of traders. What type of trader are you? You need to know what type of trader you are, or how you can adapt to the moving market. Some days you want to scalp the market, some days you want to swing trade, things like that. If it's working with your schedule, you got to adjust your trading style, and everything else in the blogs are all available here, guys. Let's continue to move, guys. So let's get into the charts. We'll start off with gold. I wanted to ask everybody, you see how I have it set up like this? We're kind of cutting off a lot from the left. Do you guys like if I was to do this sort of layout? There is this layout where if we're using, whoa, that's 4 securities. If we're using 3 securities, I can do it like this. I don't know if some people like this, some don't. This is where like gold, NASDAQ and US30, you can see more of the overall picture. I was also maybe looking at this layout where we could do maybe, which one here? Maybe, let me see here. I wanted to, yeah, this one. What do you guys think of this one? Where we could have gold on the top, and then we can have like NASDAQ right here and US30 right here. Does this, do you want to try something different? This is like how we originally keep it, like with 2 securities. With 2 securities, it's nice like this, you can see. But when you go 3 securities, it really gets kind of congested when you do this style. So I don't know. It's just a question for you guys. For me, it doesn't really matter, but some of the 3, 1 main, 2 below is okay. Let's try that. You guys want to try that? Let's try that. This one. Tell me if you guys like this one today. Maybe we do this one. Okay, so we'll have gold at the top. You know, some of you guys like to trade gold more, so we can see a bigger picture. I'll do a top-down analysis. There will be points of interest, zones, and boxes. And then we have NASDAQ down here. At least we can see a little bit more to the left. And then we'll have US30 right over here, okay? So let's try it. Let's see how it goes. And then if not, we can go back to the regular. Is it too small, Val? Yeah? Yeah, that's what I don't want. I don't want it too small, guys. Okay. We'll stick to the original way. Okay, let's do the original way. Because if it's small, then and you guys can't see it, it's not going to work. Okay, so let's just do this. We'll start off with gold. We'll do NASDAQ. If we have time, we'll go into US30 as well. But let's start with the top down, okay? And welcome, guys. Welcome, everybody who's joining. Thank you. Dale, good morning. WCFX, welcome. Conrad, welcome. Val, thanks for joining. WCFX cut the gold buy a little late, but hit my daily goal of 50 pips. Congrats, brother. Congrats. No more trading today unless we have an A+ setup. We'll see. Well, hopefully, but you've hit your daily goal. That's perfect. Welcome, guys. Reese, welcome. Good morning. Okay. Yeah. Also monitor size, guys. Maybe look to invest in a bigger monitor, and you can get more charts on your screen if you do like that. And everyone on YouTube, welcome. Tony Gold, welcome. Thank you for joining. Kwaku, welcome. Thank you. Carol, welcome. I'll see you tomorrow, 6 a.m. for our one-on-one. Ephantis, welcome. Thank you. How you doing? Pablo, welcome. Adnan, Trader, Sammy, welcome. Let's go, guys. Okay, starting off on the daily on gold. How are we looking? Okay, so we're going to look at just some obvious zones and structure that we can see in the market. Here is our supply zone above us. This was the all-time high that we made it up to 3,500 on the dot. Nice all-time high up there. So we're just going to place an orange line for Donald Trump's makeup up here to make it orange. And we hit Donald Trump's orange face, 3,500, and it got rejected with a shooting star candle coming down, closing roughly about 50% of this big bullish candle and continuing opening. We're still below 50% of that volume. Short wick, fill, pop, drop, and we broke for a new low. We took out this structure. So do we have a point of interest right here? Yes, we do. Let's mark it up while we're talking about it. Right here, I'm going to place a yellow line. Okay, and why did I place it there? Because you got a body and a body. And then you can see today, that's where our volume is right now. Okay, that's where the opening price was on the candle. Where we are right now, the volume, the opening price is on this ignited bar. Okay, so just continue to break this down. How low have we gone to? Is there any structure below us? Yes, there is. There is this consolidated block right here that really started this ignited candle. So there is a little bit of demand there, so we can kind of make this green, stretch it into the future, and just continue marking up the chart. So we have not traded into this zone yet. It came very close yesterday at 3,260, but found the bottom and came and closed right here. So our closing and our opening price are always points of interest. So again, where do we close yesterday and where do we open? Right here, we should place a yellow line. And then you can see, like, this is when you can also back test while you're doing a top-down analysis at the same time. You can see today how we opened ignited bullish. There's no wick pushing down. So it's an ignited daily bar, and you can see how it closed yesterday. And if you look back, you can see that this day right here, Thursday, April 17, the low was exactly right there. And then to take it a little further, if you're looking exactly at 50% of this big bullish candle, that's roughly 50%. So you can see how everything lines up. So let's stretch this into the future because we might revisit this at another time. Okay, and today, that point of interest is our low of the day, actually. So I'm going to make it purple to represent the low of the day. Okay, and if we do come back down to where we opened and we break, we're probably going to fill this wick down here, 3,260. So let's just mark it up as a point of interest with a yellow line just in case the market flips. And then if it cannot hold that wick anymore, we're trading back in the green box. Okay, and then just going over today, we opened ignited bullish, and it was a very strong candle. It came bullish all the way up to here. It almost engulfed all of yesterday's bearish volume, but still it's a lower high below our red zone. So our wick now is our purple line representing the high of the day up there. It got up to 3,366 and they rejected it back down. So it is essentially a lower high. We're still got this supply box, and then we got the all-time high. So it is pushing down. Now if we look at the lows, we got a lower low, we have a new lower low. We do not have a new lower low yet, but you can see how the market is holding right here. So it came all the way back up. The sellers have been pushing it down. The volume is exactly right here at that point of interest. The candle bar is an inverted hammer candle currently with almost less than 6 hours to go. Still has this bullish body. It could continue to, catch buyers and fill this wick and try to go back up to the high of the day. But that's a big spread. From 325 to 365, that's 400 pip move. Why don't we cut it in half? And where can we cut it in half? Right here is cutting it in half, but we also have a point of interest. We got a body close and a body open right here. So I'm going to place a yellow line right here, exactly right at those bodies. And if we do fill from this yellow line where we are right now, 325 up to 342.43, we can measure that move and we can kind of scalp our way up to that yellow line. And then when we get up there, there could be resistance and it could push it back down. But if we start to push back up, then we're filling the wick almost up to the high of the day. Okay, so that's kind of the daily analysis. And then what I look at is the overall pattern. What do we got so far? So we have this nice leg up, which created the all-time high, but I'm looking more at the bodies right here, and then it came down, right here. So we didn't come right back down to this demand zone. We are right here. They're holding a higher low so far, and we're going to see if it can come all the way. It tried today, almost got up there. If we were going to come back in the red box, maybe it would have been a double top up here. Who knows, maybe it would have pushed and tried for that all-time high. But right now we came close to that red box, lower high. So maybe they're going to push it back down and we test down here. This could be the neckline. And then if we break, we could come down and then into the green box. And that's where the buyers could be in order to take it back up. Okay, so let's now break down our daily gold candle on the hourly. So we're dissecting the daily candle, we're bringing it down to the hourly. So now we can kind of see when it hit the high of the day, when it opened. It was coming down from an hourly downtrend from the all-time high right there. It made lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, new lower low, lower high, new lower low. It kind of stopped it down there yesterday at 10 a.m. We consolidated the entire afternoon, and then we continued to push up in the futures session right up here. So we made our daily high at 2100, and we continued to push down 2200, 2300. Here's midnight, and then we kind of consolidated until we got into London. And you see how choppy gold was, how it was just consolidating with these spin top candles. So we have no volume on the hourly breaking above here, but we do have some hourly resistance in the market. You can see now the hourly candles came up to that point of interest, back down, came up, back down, came up, back down, came up, back down. So if I'm making now an hourly red box, I'm going to utilize my yellow line as the point of reference and bring the box down to these bodies right there, and I'm going to make that box red. Okay, so you see now how we have hourly supply in the market. Okay, it got rejected there, got rejected there, rejected there, rejected there. If we move it backwards, we're kind of back testing. We can see it's still below all this structure. So it did come back in, and then they pushed it down for a new lower low. So we might come back in here, and it is supply. If we do see an hourly candle maybe physically close above here, we can flip this entire zone green. We might pull back into it and we buy out of there, and we might be coming back up if you're an hourly trader. But right now, that is the resistance above us. We can see how the offers are being lowered. Here's your all-time high supply. Here's your high of the day, lower high, lower high, lower high, supply. You got the big now bearish hourly candle, and again this has a point of reference, a point of interest. Same thing what I do with the bodies. Last 2 hours right there, the body closed at 9 a.m. and it just opened there at 10 a.m. I use a white line to distinguish that it is hourly. So here 3,315. This is always a point of interest. If you trade gold, this is like clockwork at this area here, at this number. And then you can see in the past, now you do a little bit back testing, you can see when it was a bearish hourly right there, Thursday at 2 a.m. pre-London, hit there and back up. Here was the body when it was resistance, it got rejected. Here it closed above, here it retested it, and you had your bullish move. Over, if you look backwards, this is how you can back test. You see the bearish candle right there, closed below it, it filled the gap, retested it, and dropped. Okay, so right now they're holding it. And then we came right back up. We closed above 50% of that bearish candle. We're still respecting that daily point of interest. This hourly candle just opened about 15 minutes ago when we started the call. It's ignited bearish, came down. Where did it come down to? We can now determine where's 50% of this bullish candle. It's right there. It was coming down, but it made a higher low. So let's see if we can kind of flip this candle bullish, maybe fill that wick, and then we can drive to the bottom of this red box, 3,335. Maybe we might trade into it. Maybe they keep it down and they keep pushing it down. Okay, maybe we're going to find where the hourly candles start to consolidate. They might barcode black, blue, come back black, maybe go up blue, until we see the next move. Is it going to come back up, or are we going to continue to break down? And if we continue to break down, I would look for 50% of this bullish candle. Maybe just make a line to distinguish where it is, and then you see below it here, guys, you can find now where your hourly, you use your white line, there was resistance, continue to stretch it again, resistance. When this body closed above, you can make it green, and then stretch it into the future, and then that's where my hourly demand is, right below here, right below 3,300 exactly. If it comes in there, that might be a good opportunity to look for a bounce buy back up. Okay, so we got a bearish ignited hourly candle coming down now with 45 minutes to go. Now let's look at the overall hourly trend. You know how we always look at the trends. Okay, you can see it's falling. So we have this big drop, this rally coming from above us. It bottomed out there, kind of retraced right back up to here, and it's kind of pushing back down. But it's not coming all the way back down to this green box. It's not coming down to the low of the day. It's not coming all the way down to this double bottom on the hourly. You can see that they're kind of making a higher low. They're trying to bring it back up, but every time it comes up, it's got a bearish ignited bar, lower high, bearish ignited bar, and all of these multi-rejections in this red box. So it still could be bearish coming back down, and then we break this. Maybe we fill that wick, and then we're dropping down to this green box. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the 5 minutes and look at how the 5 minutes are trading. So here's the 5 minutes. There's a lot of pips to be made with these as well. So we can kind of see how many times they came down to this point of interest. Down here, this was kind of London, 3:30 a.m. It pulled back again, 5:45 a.m. It pulled back again, 6:20, again 7 a.m. Rejection wicks took it back up here, but you can see now how strong this area is. There it came back down, consolidated, came back up, double top. Here's the close below, the retest. There's would have been a nice sell down to the yellow line. It actually broke and closed below and continued to drop down. So now we can see where we got a little bit of 5 minute support in the market. We got a little 5 minute right here zone, right? So right there, stretch that into the future. This could be where we could look for a double bottom buy on the 5 minutes. If it breaks, you see right there, that little imbalance, the gray part of my chart coming down there, this is where it could sell from right here and just come right down there. That would be about 75 pips just to fill that imbalance. That could be someone's daily goal right there. If that just fills right down to there. And then we got to respect that there could be hourly support and buyers there. If we're up 75 pips just selling down there, we can secure, 80%, bring your stop loss to break even, leave a runner, and let's continue to watch what's going on. So see these white lines? That's an hourly support right now. We're looking for it. This is a deeper one. This is the 5 minute demand right here that came out of 10 a.m. Eastern. Okay, let's see Wall Street. Wall Street started right here, 9:30. That's when Wall Street 9:35 closed below that daily point of interest. That was our drop. That's Wall Street's low. We came right back up, and then you can start to see we're getting rejected. It kind of came a little bit above this daily point of interest, but we're back below it. So do we have like a 5 minute resistance zone? Yes, we do. I would maybe bring it where these bodies are, so we kind of don't get faked out when we trade in there. We watch how it comes in there again. Okay, and then just making my zones for this afternoon. If gold breaks from here back up to there again, maybe just to fill that imbalance, I could look to maybe scalp just from up there to there. That could be another 75 pips to the upside. Maybe it wants to trade in here now, so we gotta now figure out what's going on. So it came up, it came back down. It's kind of like an M pattern. It came up, back down, neckline, came back up, second top, bearish candle coming back down. Closing, we could continue to drop down now. But what we got to see is if the buyers now come in, where's 50% of that bearish candle? It is right here, half of it. Okay, so let's see if it comes back up here. If they reject it back down, maybe come back down. Maybe that's as high as it's going to go, and it's going to come back down. Notice the tweezer bottom lows currently on the 5 minutes right here. Okay, so they're kind of equal bottom lows. Now they're going to try and break it. This is kind of like, you don't want to necessarily trade in here. You kind of want to trade off of this red box. You want to trade off of this green box. But some of us don't want to wait that long. So just showing you, like if it breaks from this red line to come down to this white line, for scalping, I always measure the move. So I know that's about 40 to 45, 50 pips, right? And in this red zone, if we're trading in here from the red to the red, it's about 40 pips, right? If it just fills up bullish right up to here, you can get 30, 40 pips. But if you don't feel like trading in here, let's just let the market kind of consolidate, see what it wants to do. Maybe it will come back up here. Maybe they reject it harder down. Maybe it will break a little bit. But let's just let it do its thing right now. So this zone above us is hourly. This is more 5 minutes now. And this is the structure we got from Wall Street and 10 a.m. on gold. Okay. What we can do is we can also place a 9 EMA. So we are currently below the 9 EMA. You see the 9 EMA is right like 50% of that bearish candle. If it retraces back up there, 200 EMA. 200 EMA is right in our red zone up here. You can see how the volume came in, kind of rejected it, retested it, and continue to push down. So you got to be careful buying into this, okay? Because you're below all this structure. It is in a downtrend. If you are buying, you are kind of counter buying this overall trend. And then also let's add our Scalper Pro, and we'll look at also NASDAQ. So there was a nice Scalper Pro sell up here at 840, continue to push the market down. Scalper Pro buy came in at 10 over here in this consolidated bearish bar, bullish bar, bearish bar, bullish bar. That is like a 4-bar double bottom, single bars. If you look, it came down, it came back up, it came back down, and then it went back up. So that's a W with like 4 candlesticks. It's nice in consolidation if you can spot that, and you're on the right direction. You also had the volume close above. You had a nice retest of that hourly. Maybe if you bought right here, you could place a tight stop loss 50% below this bullish candle, or a little bit giving it more room to breathe. You're below this demand zone, okay? And then taking it right back up, and now they're pushing it right back down. Now we're kind of consolidating right in here, okay? So we'll continue to watch what's happening. Just flagging right there. Okay, guys, so that's gold analysis. Jitendra, do I take a stop loss before hitting your stop loss to save some pips if you feel like trade's not going to work? I am doing quite a lot and then trade play. Yeah, if I'm in a trade and I see it's not working out, I've done that on the live sessions, tell you guys straight up. I don't like how the trade is. Instead of taking a 30 or 40 or 50 pip stop loss, and if I don't like it, maybe I take 10, 15 pips if I'm in drawdown, close the trade. Why give back pips to the market if you don't like it? That's what I was saying. You don't always have to take a trade, set it in stone to either hit a TP or a stop loss. You can manage your trade while you're in it. Sometimes you're not going to like it. Sometimes there's a fake out, and you just want to close it out. Take a smaller loss. Obviously, it's good risk management. Take a smaller loss than to take a large loss. It's all about like intuition too. If you don't like how the trade is playing out, just don't feel bad for closing it out. It's good. It shows that you're learning about the markets. Okay, guys, let's take a look at NASDAQ now. Okay. NASDAQ really bullish since Wall Street. Again, it pulled back, not a big sell. You got to wick, and continue to drive for a new high. And it pushed down again. It could go up again, okay? Until we start to see some structure breaking, then we can kind of look for sells. Otherwise, these are just smaller little counter trades. They're nice. You can get some quick pips, but you got to be very disciplined with what you're doing on those, okay? Let's start off on the daily and take a look. Do you guys want NASDAQ or US30? But I can get to US30 as well. We can do 3 charts. I don't know. Lately, I've been doing NASDAQ. I know. I've been going away from Miss Jones. Okay, so remember, guys, just if you sign in with us, if you join us on a daily basis, you will know what I do here every day, and then I don't have to go over all of this and waste time on every single session. But that is the all-time high supply for NASDAQ. It came in here, and then they came in a second time, and they rejected it back down. Like this zone right here, it should be very visual to you to see like it's demand. It's a green box at that time. You can see multiple rejections holding. All of a sudden, you start to get bearish bars closing below. So had you made it supply and stretched it into the future, you see that we're still below it. It came up right up to here. That's a point of interest. It didn't really tap into that those red boxes. So right there I would have a yellow line. Daily point of interest, a pivot where it came back up and they pushed it back down. It's below here. It's well below here. We had another pivot right here where the market stopped falling down. Very easy to see on the eyes. Make it green, stretch it across, right? And then you can see right there, big rejection candle, close below, and that was the start of that move. At that time, you should have made it red when that body closed below. Sold all the way down. So this is our lowest point we've had with on NASDAQ with Donald Trump, 16,335 from the all-time high. But like right around here, you do got some bodies of volume. Again, you can find maybe a green zone. See how I didn't go down to the wicks in this situation? I see it broke. Okay, we can make a Donald Trump orange low for his face right there. There's Donald Trump's makeup. It came all the way down there, Donald Trump's face, and it came right back up. Came down again, back up. Came down again, back up. So they are building it from down here. We had this big manipulation candle, I call it, this big one. This is when Trump said on April 9, 9:37 a.m., it's good time to buy the markets, guys. And then at after the 10-year bond auction, minutes later, this big bullish candle, he eased off on the tariffs. Okay, and then since then, it traded right into this red box. And it came back down, back up, came down, back up. It tested the red box again. They brought it right back down. You see it didn't come all the way down to the green box, higher low, bullish candle, ignited bar, pull back into 50% the other day, continue. Now we're just driving right up to this red box. We're going to see if NASDAQ can break out of here. If it can, where could we go up to now? So just look at kind of, I'm going to zoom in here. You see here, I got a body and a body. There's a yellow line. Let's place it right here. Okay, if we do break out of here, yellow line, point of interest. What is the number? Beautiful. 19,447.48. Perfect at that 450 level. If we continue to drive, I would be like identifying 50% of this big candle right here. 50% is kind of, I know the zones now are going to kind of look, the lines are going to look really close. But that would be a big point of interest. And then I can see where there's kind of some supply up here, right up there, the body, and that big red wick that pushed the market down. Okay, so that would be the next block above us. And then if there's a pullback, okay, if there's a pullback. Now let's talk about yesterday and today's daily candles, these two bodies right here. So we opened very bullish yesterday, okay? So number one, where it all started. Let's do this together. There's a point of interest right here. Okay, the market stopped right there. It came down, it closed right there, it opened right there. Okay, so there's the bodies of volume, 17,808. Okay, we came all the way up, we closed right there. Okay, point of interest, closing bar, opening bar, and it opened bullish ignited yesterday. So, and then just this little zone right here, 50%, you can add another. This is how I do this, okay? So I got now all those daily positions right there. I got the opening position, close. I got 50%. I got the close and the open. Ignited open yesterday, filled the wick, filled the wick. 50% is right here. Right here, exactly. Of that black candle and that wick is right there. And then you can see across how today we came right into it. And look, 50% right in there, give or take a little above, a little below, and it rejected right back out. So do we have a point of interest? Yes, we do. We have a closing price yesterday and an opening price. Here's today's. We closed here yesterday. We made a high all the way up there, got rejected, we closed right there. Today we opened right here, it pulled back right into 50%. If you want to draw your green box in there, you're more than welcome. Grab your Ronny tool right here, formerly known as the Fibonacci. This is now known as the Ronny. 0.5 is right there. See that yellow line? I can now go right down exactly to 0.5. And what does that tell me? Today, this morning, today's low on NASDAQ was exactly 100%, 0.5, 50% of yesterday's volume. If you guys pay attention to this, your trading should be changing. It should be changing. And now if you want to kind of just give a little bit above, a little bit below, kind of like a little spread right there. Now we're finding the meat on that hamburger right there. There's that fair value meat in there, okay? Stretch that across into the future. Get rid of your Rananachi tool now. Now you see how it traded right in there. If you had a pending buy order sitting right in there, you got activated and you're laughing right now. You're laughing because just to fill right back up to the opening price is 250 pips. If you held, you're really laughing because you got up to 600 pips at the high, and if you're still holding or you're up 545 pips right now. Now we're not talking about daily goals, we're talking about weekly and possibly multi-week goals. Okay, if you want to learn how to trade like this, treat this as if this is a 5-minute candle. Treat this as if this is a 1-minute candle. It's the same shit. It's just you gotta open up maybe a little bit more of a stop loss just in case, but you see right there how precise that was. Now let's continue. What did it do? It filled back up to where it opened. It continued to push up against yesterday's resistance where it got rejected. We have a rejection right here and a rejection right here, and it filled all the way, took out yesterday's high. We filled right up to here, but you see there's still that lower high wick waiting right there, and then we have the red zone. So we're going to see today if we can cut into this. If not, they rejected it and we might come back down with some selling pressure. If we do, where's 50% of the remaining volume in our candle? Again, I'm guessing. Okay, right there, that's about half of it, but we don't need to guess. Bring the Rananachi tool from the opening price to where the current volume is now. I know it's fluctuating, it's live, it's moving. There's 0.5. I was very, very close. I'll move it to the 0.5 exactly. If you want to draw a little bit of a green zone, you're absolutely welcome to do that up there as well. Okay, and maybe if it pulls back, you could be buying it back up. Okay, if we lose this 50%, then sellers might, we push it down and we lose our entire body of volume. Okay, and then we just take it one line at a time. Okay, sorry I spent so much time on that, but I hope you guys are learning. Okay, now what is the overall pattern now? Okay, so this is what I always do on every time frame. What is the overall pattern? We got this nice leg that came down, one bottom. We came back up, neckline, resistance. What happened up there? They pushed it back down. Did we come down to the double bottom down in here in the green zone? Did we come all the way to Donald Trump's orange face down here, the low? No. They held it up with a higher low, and we got 3 bullish bars coming up with a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, and a new higher high. So we're coming right back up. What does this pattern resemble? What does it look like to you? Okay, you should be able to recognize this. This is one of those A+ setups on all time frames. What it is look, it did not, that's a traditional double bottom, okay? But look at this. Now this is your clue. They're not allowing it to come down to double bottom. They're protecting it with a higher low. Okay, that's that higher low right there. Maybe they have enough momentum. Maybe they have enough volume. They don't need it to come down here. They don't want to break the structure. So it's coming up right now. So hopefully they have enough volume to break through this resistance. And then if we move, where could we move up to? Maybe we can have an impulse up to this yellow line, maybe an impulse up to there. That would be 50% of that candle. And then we take it line by line up there. Maybe it gets rejected and it comes back down. Then we look for support right here at the yellow line. Look at the number 2, 18,900 on the dot. And then if we come down here, 18,750, beautiful psychological number. And then we come back down to this green zone and we go from there. Okay, so you guys are all clear on that. It's really bullish right now, but overall it's still bearish. Like, you know what I mean? Like, look at the overall. This is where it gets kind of tricky. This is why sometimes you gotta just let the market do its thing, because we're coming with a big bearish leg coming down, found the bottom, came back up, lower high, right? And then we came back down, next leg down, lower low. We're coming back up. This whole double bottom with the higher leg, what I was just talking about, consider it to be one move coming back up, right? What do you guys see here? You see maybe a higher low. Maybe if it does break still through there or up to there, it's still considered a higher low. Like, let's say it just breaks a little bit and they drop it back down. You're still with that higher time frame bearish trend. And then when it comes here, will it make a higher low? Will it make a higher low here? Or will it actually come back down to the double bottom there? Or break and cause new lows in the market, okay? So this is critical where we are on NASDAQ, right here. I'm telling you guys. So Google after hour earnings. Tomorrow's Friday. News over the weekend and how we open up next week. We could be starting a bullish trend next week, or we've got one more leg coming down, okay? But this is how you kind of narrate what's going on all time frames. Again, we're not trading the daily candle, so let's now break it down to the hourly, okay? But this is the importance of doing a nice thorough top-down analysis with the security trade. Then you really understand what you're trading, and you don't have to take how long I take. Okay, I'm kind of exaggerating a little bit so I make sure everyone understands what's going on, but I'll show you on US30 how I'll do it in just a couple of minutes, and I won't explain much. I'll just do my lines, and you guys kind of look what I'm doing, okay? And then without me explaining it, and then see if you can follow what I'm doing. I want you guys to get in that habit. Zoom, if you guys can get in the habit where I don't need to explain every single like kind of bar, I'm doing my things, I'm plotting my lines, I'm doing my 50%, and you guys know what I'm doing, then I can go through this a lot faster, okay? But it takes you a while to understand what I'm doing. But some of you guys get it, and some of you guys are doing it, okay? So on the hourly now, what do we got? We got that trend that came down, found that big bottom right there. If you're an hourly trader, make sure you have like a pivot there. Make sure you have a white line, something to recognize that that's where it stopped. And then it came back up. Look at higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, new higher high, higher low, new higher high, higher low, respect in the box, new higher high, come back down, double bottom in your box right there, and then go back up. So now we're trading right back out in here. Okay, so we got now nice hourly candles that we can also analyze. So when did it bottom down in here? This morning, 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., pre-London, nice 3-bar play. Remember we had that 3-bar scalp yesterday? Here's a 3-bar play right there. You got your bullish candle, your inside bar, and then it starts with your bullish ignited bar. This was the exact same setup as yesterday's buy on gold on the 5 minutes. This, when I bought that breakout right there, and I said, why did I buy it? Because if you look at the structure coming back, you put the pieces of the puzzle together, this bar closed above this resistance right here, you had your inside pullback, and then just open up bullish right there. Even if you missed this bar, if you did this and you caught the pullback and the break short wick pop, 9 a.m. Wall Street, like you could be done for the day, literally right there, guys. Like that is a 200 pip candle in 1 hour, okay? But look at how it was built, guys, and then continuing from there, okay? Now we have our daily points of interest. Do we have right here an hourly interest point? We got a body, a body, a body, and then we have wicks all above us. So let's place a white line right around here to illustrate that there is hourly resistance right here. Wednesday 9 a.m., Wednesday 10 a.m., and Wednesday yesterday 11 a.m. That's when NASDAQ came back down. Now look at what we got going on. Look at how we wicked right into that white line this morning. And then was there a pullback? Did it come down, test this daily position? Did it come down to 50% of this candle? No, it just got a little tiny pop. Look at the wick. Again, it popped, and look at what it did. It filled this wick. Did it fill that wick? Okay. Yes, it did, and made a high. Coming back down, closing right there. Now, for scalping purposes, let's dissect 50% of this hourly candle right there. Where's 50%? 50% is right there. Did we open? Did we come all the way down and test in here? No, it's got a higher low. It's trying to come back, and it did fill and break a new high, and now it's trading in here. So we're going to test what we're doing. And you see how I just have a naked red box up here? There's nothing in it. Look to the left of your chart, right? And then keep going, and then you can see when we did trade in there. When was it exactly? Monday, April 14, 9 a.m. Wall Street. When was the next time we traded in there? It was Sunday, 6 p.m. when the markets open up over the weekend. And so this is a point. Okay, let's just put a line up there, a white line right there. That was that last physical high. We got a wick there, kind of a wick right there, and a wick right there, 19,134. That would be just a target in the next little bit. If we can break higher, if we're trading in the red box, right? We got hourly structure right over here. We got a body, maybe I'll go right up there. That's where I got a body, and then it was still rejected below there. So my next white line is right there, okay? And it's roughly almost 50% of that red box, okay? So that's how you can see, look to the left. You can see the last time it traded in there was Wednesday, April 9, and then they rejected it back down. So we're coming right back. We're retracing all the way back in there. Okay, so you see those white lines above us? Those are hourly points of interest of resistance in that big supply zone. Okay, so now, is there anywhere where I can place like an hourly green box? You see here how I have now the white line and the white line? Watch, guys, watch magic happen before your eyes. Look at that. Wow. Okay, what do we got there? Red zone, right? A little bit of a zone stretch into the future. I get a little bit of that meat of that nice bullish candle that hasn't been tested. So now we found our neckline right there. So if we pull back in here, this might be a nice area to maybe possibly buy. Like how it's going up now, if it comes back in here, that might be a good area to entertain buys and then maybe start it back up. And then this is where we're going to see, is there going to be like a double top? Is there going to be a higher high? Will they reject it again and then push it down? And then if we break below here, close, we flip that, that could be the selling momentum, right? Okay, so it's still very bullish. If you're looking to sell NASDAQ right now, you are fighting the trend, okay? Just so you know that, okay? Look at the rally coming from all the way. You know how we did on those higher time frames? Look at the rally, guys. So this is for sellers. This is what you're going up against. You got this nice long leg right there, very bullish. Pulled back, healthy pullback, hold 50% of that big bullish bar right in there exactly, and continue to make new highs. Now it's getting a little, we got supply above us. If you're trying right now to sell the market, you could possibly get a few pips coming back down, but you got to respect this green box and you have to respect that daily yellow line at 18,900. Okay, there could be some selling momentum coming in the market, but you are counter trading this overall hourly move. Okay, but let's now take a look at how things are moving on the 5 minutes. Okay, so this is where now, like, look how bullish it was from where? When did we hit the bottom? Just 5 a.m. Came back up, 7 a.m. Pulled back. Remember, we had some earnings in the market. Then it came back up, pulled back, still making higher lows. Here's Wall Street, 925. Look at the clues of Wall Street, guys. Like, come on, guys. Pick up on the blues clues. Look at here, 920 closed above. 925, they opened it bearish, higher low, came back up, closed as a hammer candle. 930, the fake out, come back down, but it's a higher low, respecting that point of interest. Come back up with a higher high and close. Now the 935, again, bearish, respect tweezer bottom lows, daily point of interest, 18,750 on the dot. Now you're putting all the pieces of the puzzle together and you got another higher high break. And look at, if you're even just right there, 940, like just those clues of those wicks. Remember what I said yesterday? I was talking to Newt. I told him, measure the rejection, like from the wick to the body, 35, 36 pips, and then take that and then extend it on your pop. And there's your 36 pip fill from what they grabbed down there. But you see they got multiple grabs. So then that could give you the clue that it could continue to drive a little more. So that was a nice little 100 pip move coming out of Wall Street. And then again, find your 50%. Was there a pullback there? No, it continued to drive. Find 50% of this candle. Was there a pullback? No, it continued to drive. Here it came down and went back up. There's again your 3-bar play that continued. Okay, so you see it pulled back in the box, continued to come back up, come down. Now we're starting to consolidate. Now you're starting to see the buyers and sellers fighting. But we can also look at some critical areas on the 5 minutes. Here's a pivot on the 5 minutes. I use this smaller half horizontal line right here for the lower time frames when I'm scalping. So I can see right there, kind of body. Yes, we do have an impulse break, but they continue to push it down. Where did it hold? It held in the green box. It came back up. There's the candle that did close above there and retest it. You could have taken a 2-bar scalp right there. 2 bars. You buy right there. Take it up, there's 50 pips, right up to the top of the red box. What else more do you want? And it continues to push down. Here was a close below, and they did push it down, okay? They did push it down, but when it came up to retest, it closed above. So now it came back down to the red line. So you see this consolidation now. But now looking, I got a lower high from the red box. There is a little tiny bit of a push to come down, but the buyers are still fighting. So let's see who will kind of win this tug of war right now. So you see a bear bar, bullish, bearish, bullish. So it's consolidating. If we trap this entire zone, like maybe all of this volume here, let's just trap it. We know we're smart that NASDAQ is not just going to continue to trade in here the rest of the day. It will maybe attempt to break out of here and go back up, or it'll possibly sell down to the green box. If we're just looking for a counter scalp down to the green box, kind of below here, That's 50 pips into the green box, 60, 70, 80 into the green box. If it does break, let's give the benefit of the doubt, it does break. Where will it break down to? 50% of that bullish candle. So we should have a marker right there, right? And then if it does break down, that's where the buyers might be coming in because they're pending in that meat of that candle right there. So but we don't have to entertain sells yet because look, it's still holding, it's still consolidating here. Okay, and then if you add your EMAs now for Confluence, your 9 EMA, we're right in it. You see how the bars are kind of trading right at it, not the greatest. Whereas our 200, is all the way down here. That's how big of a move we kind of diverged away. The 9 really moved away from the 200 during Wall Street. And this is what we're at right now for NASDAQ. Okay, so let's leave these two here. So what did gold just do? Came in here, closed back above, traded right back into that resistance, and now they're pushing it back down. Okay, so now do you see like a bigger M pattern forming where it came in, neckline right here, came back up, double top, coming back down. Okay, so we're trading back. If they close it below here, it might come back up. We might use this as a red box, and then they push it back down. Okay, so we got to see, are the buyers going to step back in now? Again, in this consolidated zone. Okay, are we okay, guys, on those two charts? I want to do US30, but my style really fast, and this is where I was going to test you guys. Let me just do my thing without kind of explaining everything. And let me know if you understand where I'm placing the lines and the zones and how I'm doing a top down. I just want to gauge people how their understanding of this. Okay, so let's just do. Guys, just tell me if it's okay, if you understand what I'm doing. If not, then I gotta continue to educate on how to do this. Okay, so I'm on the daily. I will explain that. So I'm just looking for my bigger zones right now. Okay, you see I'm not looking for my all-time high supply because we're nowhere near that. I don't need to waste my time up there. And then kind of got to dissect what's going on down here. A couple maybe daily points of interest. Again, the color coding system, what I do. Okay, so I'm trying to maybe gauge off where is 50% of that big bullish candle. There's the 0.5. Okay, so I found my 0.5. right there. Okay, if I do want to do a zone in there, I definitely can. Just continuing to move. So then I see what's going on. Bullish. There's gaps in the daily candles as well. You know, there's going to be gaps. That is given. Okay, and if there's any line that you're not sure about what I'm doing, you can ask after. Okay, I just want to see if you guys can kind of understand what I'm doing. Are you guys following me so far? What do you guys? Hopefully you guys are still following. I haven't lost anybody. Okay, and you see, I'm back on the hourly now. So I've done enough daily interest. I got a couple things to do. These are gap fills. Okay, see how they gapped it up? You see here how they filled the gap right back down, and then they're propping it right back up. So that was a proper gap fill. Again, I'm on the hourly now, so there's a nice hourly point of interest, 50% of that. There was already a pullback that held. If we do break down there, we're nowhere near that. Now I'm trading, looking at my hourly positions. So I can see that there's an hourly supply right below that daily point of interest right there. Stretch that across. Are we going to come in there? We will see. Okay. Do we have a nice hourly support? Yeah, we do. Here we're right over here. Here's where you had resistance. Stretch it across. It turned into nice support right above that, kind of low right there. So we got a good hourly support. And now just off of the last few hours, okay, so I can see right here that daily position. When we pushed down, we came, we opened, nice grab, closed it above at Wall Street, pulled back. Are we above 50% of that? Yes, we are. And then it continued to pop, fill all the way up there. Where's 50%? Now I can start to do my Fibonacci right here, opening, closing of that hour. Okay, there's the 0.5 exactly. right there. And then I can do my zone on the hourly. Really nice. And then what do I got going on? I got this is the high of the day we're trading at, like right here, high of the day. So we're tapping into it. We got a body that's now consolidating. So we might get a hourly flag that could continue breakout. Maybe we test this, maybe we do pull back. But right now it's still trending up. Okay, on the hourly, still strong, but we do have some resistance above us. Now on the 5 minutes, real quick, let's just go on the fives. Okay, so there was the big Wall Street move, and since then it came up, back down, came up to this. So on the 5 minutes, you see it on the 5 minutes, I use my daily high as the point of interest, and then I bring it down to the most recent bodies. So I can see where the zone is still red. I can see where the sellers are. Every time it comes in here, they push it down. Come in, they push it down. But it is still coming back up. It's coming back up. It's coming back up. You know, it's still building. So we're in this consolidated phase. Do we have a support line on the 5 minutes? Yeah, it's right there. Body, 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 still holding. If you want to trap all this garbage in here and you don't want to trade this, I understand. Sometimes I don't want to trade this shit either. But what we got to do is kind of just trap it and then wait for the move. There could be an impulse, there could be a fake out, rejection, there could be a volume bar that closes above, retest this, we continue driving, we look for our clues. Right now this is a bigger bullish flag that's been consolidating. They could redistribute all this volume to the upside. Okay, so, and then adding your indicators to complement what we just did. We're above the 9 EMA, still respecting in the box. 200 is all the way down here, and we're good. So did you guys kind of get that type of analysis? And then you guys understand my lines, my zones, everything like that. Are the charts busy? We got 3 securities. And then you see how it came down there. It came down bearish, but the buyers are bringing gold right back up. So let's see what happens up there. Can they physically kind of close it above here? Same with NASDAQ is pushing, US30. Everything is across the board is bullish right now on our 3 securities. Got it, Bruce? Val looks good. Yeah. Okay, guys. And then I can show you after how we can maybe position these different layouts if you guys like. One second, guys. Oh man, I almost choked. I made a ginger lemon tea and it was strong. Wow, the first sip didn't kind of burn my throat. Oh, whew, that really woke me up. Who needs coffee when you can have raw ginger, lemon, wow. Anybody like ginger lemon tea? Ginger is awesome, Timmy. It just really hit me there. I almost choked. Okay, and guys, we're 5 minutes away from noon. Okay, so we got a important hourly candle coming in the market, and look at how everything is moving. So you see, like US30 is it's flirting with that high of the day, the purple line right up there. NASDAQ is pushing into this supply, still moving, and gold is testing right up here. And then you see, like on gold, you know, if you use these moving averages, the 200 is the purple line, the 9 is the green. You may have a bullish crossover here where the 9 crosses above the 200 and it continues to drive. And just pay attention to if there's any fake outs right now. Today is not today. This time is a good time to look for fake outs as we're going into the next hourly candle in about 3-4 minutes. So we'll see if they break it out, and then bring it back down. Okay, just if you're not in a trade, you should be observing. Okay, if you're in a trade, then again, just whatever you are. If you're buying or selling, just please manage your risk. Okay. And this hour, excuse me, I just want to make it clear. It's 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. It's traditionally Wall Street's lunch period. So a lot of the times at this hour, between 12 and 1, the markets tend to trade sideways. There's still good range trading, but sometimes it gets choppy at this time. Sometimes they turn on the bots to just do the trading for this hour while all the floor traders go on lunch, and then they come back at 1 p.m., 1:30, and then things start to pick up going into power hour and the close. Okay, you see the fake out, guys, what I was just talking about? You see how it just came right up there, and now they're slamming it back down, okay? So they kind of maybe possibly faked out some buyers getting in, and then they're bringing it right back down. Gold is still breaking out, but you see kind of you got to be very careful up there. Now we got 2.5 minutes to go, so we can watch into the close. Okay, I'm going to take another sip of the ginger tea, guys. Wish me luck. It's good for the throat. Anytime you guys have a sore throat or you're just constantly talking like me, it's good to have some ginger tea. It's good for your immune system. It's good for everything. I haven't, Patrick. Have I tried ginger in my coffee? No, I have not. Please tell me about that. Ginger in your black coffee? I did honey. I'm doing honey. Someone mentioned put honey, and I'm loving that. Like a latte. Oh, Patrick, thank you. I'm gonna try that right after this call. That's what I was gonna do. Make a coffee with ginger. Thank you. Any tips, guys? Give them to me. Ginger coffee. Okay, 90 seconds to go into the close. You see how gold kind of peekabooed its face up here and got rejected. But what I always note, I look for, did it create a higher high? Did it create a tweezer top high? So you see that from that high to that high, it's pretty much identical. Okay, so they're kind of holding down the market right there. We got a bearish engulfing candle coming down on NASDAQ. That might be the second top. You see how it came up? Neckline, back up. Now they're really slamming it back down, and we're going into noon. So you see how kind of they can fake out the buyers. Also, on the flip side, if you are a buyer, that's why sometimes you might hear me saying, guys, I'm going to secure some profit because we're going into the next hour. You know, because I've been part of this move a million times where I'm in a buy and I want to go into the next hour and hope for that moment, and then they slam me down like that. And then, you know, that's a big candle coming down, guys. It's not a small candle. Like that big, that's 80 pip candle. So guarantee all of these buyers here that were up in those last few bars probably are going to get stopped out at break even, or maybe get their stop taken out, or unrealize a lot of their profits that they had. So that's why, guys, you got to kind of trade according to the times of the markets, you know. And okay, here we go. So it's noon now. So we're trading right back in the box. Okay, so you know, but there was a big rejection up there. We're right back in the box on NASDAQ. A big rejection up there, and we did close above this red zone on gold. So let's just go through the motions and make it green. We could possibly have a bullish crossover, golden crossover with the 9 and the 200 over here. So maybe we can catch a pullback buy. However, it might not come and pull back on us. Maybe it's going to build and just continue to drive through here. Okay, so let's just keep an eye on that as well. And NASDAQ is still in here. So it's in that consolidated area. Again, it's like kind of no man's land trading in there unless you can handle all of that. If not, just continue to just wait it out and see what the market does. Let's not talk Montreal. Let's not talk Montreal Canadiens, please. That was a tough loss. Now we're down 2-0 against Washington going into Montreal. My neighbor was bringing out his broom and was sweeping the driveway, you know, like sweeping the Habs 4-0. That was kind of embarrassing, but I got to give it to him. It was creative. He's a Leafs fan. Okay, so it's still consolidating in here, choppy. Do you guys understand that this is not like a good area to look for trades? Like as long as you can acknowledge that, like this is not the best. Like that was the best, trend to be trading. Even buying all those pullbacks, you're doing good. But now it's not the greatest. Okay, so we got to see. Maybe they are going to break it down here. We haven't had physical bearish volume close below here yet. It could be coming down. Gold looks like it wants to maybe come in here and retest this. Okay, and we got 2.5 minutes to go. So let's see if we do get a physical break. But you see there was a break and then it came and closed back up. There was a break and it came and closed up there. So they could also fake out the market again here where it breaks and goes back up. So let's maybe wait for and see if it's going to be a physical body close below there. Is it going to be another fake? What's going to happen? Will it even come down here and break? All of these questions. They will be answered if you just patiently wait for the body to close. If you're going in early, that's an impulse trade. Whether, however you want to say it, you're going in prior to the candle closing. And anything can happen. So that's where you really have to understand what type of trade you're taking. If it's an impulse trade, you definitely need to know how to manage your risk. Or is it a smaller feeler trade? Things like that. Because you got to understand, like if you just look here, if you took an impulse, it came right back up and went back up. If you took an impulse here, it went all the way back up there. And then also selling the lows. Like if you sold the low down here, it went back up. This candle was very bearish. You sold the low, it went back up. Okay, so gold is retested, holding. Okay, maybe we kind of let it maybe break out just a little bit, and then we'll catch maybe that nice healthy pullback. We'll see if it's being built. We're having a little bit of a crossover right here. And you see it's a spin top candle in here. Zorza, what can I help you with? Please, could you provide me with support? I contact Discord. Yes, just contact Discord, open up a ticket, and I can't get to you right now. I'm streaming live, but there will be an admin that can get you to you. You got to be patient. Allow 24 hours, but on the Discord, or send us also a email, stocksnipertrading@gmail, and we will do our best to get you situated. Okay. You will get the help just like every other member here at SST. But when we're live like this, it's really hard to do that. We're not ignoring you. We're on the Zoom with all the snipers right now. But you do got to follow the instructions too. You got to follow the links that are provided. Okay, so NASDAQ is still consolidating in here. Gold did retest, okay, but waiting for that patient buy in the green box, it's not there. So maybe it's going to just pull back into here and continue driving. If it goes, okay, sometimes you got to let it go, and eventually maybe if it comes back in here, it might be a nice pullback buy. The depth of market is another thing I fail to mention a lot of times is when we're not in a buy and we want to get in a buy and we're waiting for that patient pullback. The depth of market is getting stronger and stronger and stronger. So you got to also look at that as well. You got to look at the positives. While we're waiting for maybe that patient buy, the depth of market is building as we're waiting. We're not the only ones waiting for a patient buy in there. There's a lot of institutional volume that's waiting to get back into there. Okay, so it's can you wait it out is the question. Can you wait out 5 minutes? Can you wait out 10, 15? Sometimes it takes 30, sometimes it takes an hour. Sometimes it does not even come in there. Okay, that's welcome to the world of trading. But if it continues to move, I'm sure that there will be a body of a candle that can give us maybe a fair value zone, or we can analyze and maybe buy off of that. Okay, the market can always build structure with or without us in a trade. Okay, that's what I find that a lot of new traders or that don't have necessarily years and years and years of experience to understand what a patient pullback trade is that's what they have a hard time learning. is that the trade can come back to you. It can come in here, and it could be a high probable setup with minimal drawdown because we're buying where all the buyers are pending in there, and then it will come maybe retrace right back up to that resistance, and it maybe break for a new higher high. But some traders just do not have the patience to wait for that to come back in there. And then what they're forced to do is they buy the highs because they're fear of missing out, FOMO. And then when you're buying the highs, you're buying into resistance. There's a wick, there's a wick, there's a wick. So they rejected it right down there. So we're trading right back into where they rejected the move earlier today. So maybe if it does get rejected, we're buying with more buyers, right? And then this is another thing, guys, okay? Because I scalp the markets, so I miss out on trades all the time. And I learned from this that if I miss out, it's okay. Like, I know that there will be another trade in the next little bit. That took me years to understand that. So I hope you guys are starting to learn that type of patience. Okay, now NASDAQ is actually physically trying to break down here. We've got 2 minutes to go. Same with US30 is pushing down. But let's see what will happen here. Is anybody in any trades right now? Are you guys in anything? I'm not in any of these securities currently. Rob, gold long runner, nice. Sergio, nothing currently. Val, nothing. Not the greatest, like, I'll be honest. Like, look at US30, not the greatest. NASDAQ, not the best. Like gold, it just has a little bit of a breakout. That's, yeah. But, okay, now indicators are confirming that the 9 has just crossed above the 200, creating this bullish crossover. So we got the extension, we got the move. So let's see if it can kind of fill into here. Next resistance point is right here. Okay, and I'm also watching this candle bar to see how and where it will close in the next 30 seconds. Okay, it just kind of came down there again, came back up. Where will it close? Okay, so it did close right again at that zone. It opened ignited green. So if it does come up, again, what's 50% of that bearish candle right there? US30 did not get down there. Now it's opening bullish ignited and coming right back up. Now it's retesting 50% of that bearish bar that just previously closed. Okay, will it now get rejected at around 50%? Or will it come all the way back up and maybe bullish engulf? So again, if you sold early down there, you got caught, right? The body did not close below there to confirm that. So now it's opening up strong and bullish again. You can definitely buy the bottom, but you're in this consolidated zone where it could just come up, go back down, and things like that. So it's real choppy in here. Okay, it's kind of like US30. It's really, really choppy in here. So yes, it was a bullish ignited bar, but maybe I'll wait out to see if it will engulf this bar, close back up here. Then maybe we could start to see that next bullish breakout if they hold the support down here. JJ, you're waiting for Trump to drop the markets. Is he speaking today? I didn't see if he was speaking today. If anyone can tell me if he is speaking today, we need to know that. Because we kind of want to know around what time he's speaking at. I didn't see he was speaking today. Okay, so you see the market is just moving sideways on indices, like on NASDAQ and US30. Buyers are buying, sellers are selling. Buyers are buying, sellers are selling. Buyers are buying, so both sides are accumulating. Okay, it's a larger accumulation. It started around 10:30. Okay, we're almost 12:30, so it's almost been 2 hours of accumulating. They will eventually redistribute this volume. It looks like it's a larger bullish flag, which has a high probability of continuing to the upside. Okay, sellers tried multiple times to break it down here, and they failed. Okay, so now we got to give the benefit of the doubt. Can the buyers close it above here? And maybe we look for buys on NASDAQ. Maybe we continue looking for buys on US30. Gold is already gone. Okay, so we're waiting for maybe a pullback to buy gold. Maybe at this red line, maybe at this green box. He speaks every day, Lisa. I know that. It's like he's live streaming his presidency. Okay, so again, now look at the big bullish engulfing candle coming right back up. So those sellers got caught. It's probably coming after their stop loss. Let's see if this bar will close above here, right? And same with US30, coming right back up. Gold is going. So you can see all three securities are moving in tandem. Gold is moving up. We got NASDAQ and US30 all bullish currently. Jitendra, that pin bar flip was a good spot for buying gold. I already took 70 pips from support buy. Congratulations. Perfect. That's a good job. Just now manage your risk. Bring your trailing stop loss up. If you're happy with 70 pips, close the trade. If you want, close a partial 50, 60, 70, 80%. Leave the rest running. Patrick, he has done no presidency. He just likes attention. Yeah, I agree with you there. I agree. He likes to be in the spotlight. That's why he's got the orange makeup on his face. I'm going to come on here tomorrow with orange makeup on, just to make the stream fun. Okay, now we're getting close to the close. Look at this. Okay, so can we maybe get ready to identify where 50% of this big bullish candle is? I'm going to say look at right around there, close to those bodies. So if we get a pullback, that might be an ideal area to entertain a pullback. Or it might close above here and then we buy right off of the zone, this consolidated zone. Okay, and also US30 is getting up there as well. Here's the close in 10 seconds, and gold is approaching the top of that supply zone, 3336. Maybe 50% of that bearish candle right in there. Just keep an eye on that, 3338. Okay, so we did close above. We did close above on US30. Okay, there's a lot of short wicks behind us. So get ready for maybe like an ignited bar that could pop out of here. Okay, so I got to go quickly, guys. Just red to green. Okay, so it's black. If you guys can see it, sorry for the screen. We got a retest. Okay, so it could build. Okay. Again, it's still black. You got an ignited bearish bar on NASDAQ. Okay, will it come all the way down? It's testing the green box. Okay, still testing. Pullbacks, nice pullbacks on US30 would kind of be right there. But however, if that green, if I'm gonna test out a buy, guys. I'm going in a buy on US30. Sorry, guys, I didn't put the box, but I'm in a buy. I bought right in here, right when it broke. Okay, so I'm putting my stop loss below that red line, right? And then I'm going to look. Let me go full screen on just to show you this. Okay, so we got to look above the purple line, where we could drive to. Here, right here. See how we got a neckline right there? We're already filling it, like kind of right there. Okay, so we got to continue to move up to here, 39,986. Sorry guys, I'm just getting some lines up here where it could possibly go. And then where's the next supply above us? Right here. There's that neckline. Right there. Beautiful. Okay, I'm in the US30 buy, guys. Sorry. Sometimes I got to do it fast. I trade on mobile and then I put it in. I verbally will tell you guys anytime I'm buying. Okay, we're all it's already in profit. It's big volume, guys. Just so you know, it's US30, Smith Jones. Um, let's see here. Wow. Okay, let's just measure this. Shit, guys. Sorry. It's fast. The markets are fast. Okay, so that's 20 pips. Wow, 25 up to there, 40. Okay, if we get up there, you go to manage your stop loss. I'm going to break even right now. That's it. Let's not play games, guys. We've been killing it this week. There's 45 pips, guys. Zero drawdown. Oh shit! We just waited for one bar to close. That's it, guys. You can scale out a little bit too if you like, or we ride this. Oh shit, Miss Jones. Sorry, Miss Jones. We missed you. We missed you. And gold, guys, came right up there and pushed right back down. You got that trade, Tammy? Nice. Okay, guys. So, do your thing. Do your thing. Okay. We got less than 2 minutes to go. Still really nice and bullish. We got good volume. If we come back down to test, see that red line? It could be representing 50% of the body. I'm in a break even. It's going to be sad if I get stopped out at break even and I didn't do anything at 45 pips, but I kind of want to ride this volume and see maybe if it can go, but maybe I'm getting a little too greedy on this candle because it's kind of like the first breakout candle, which could kind of come back down, but let's see if we can ride this. All of that kind of accumulation in that 2 hours, let's see if they can really redistribute it, and we continue to build off this. Okay, closing in 1 minute, guys. Okay. That's why, guys, sometimes I verbally tell you, I'm going in, because sometimes I don't have time to change the color of the boxes. I know that it closed above, so sometimes just changing it from red to green kind of miss out that kind of move, so I will verbally say anytime I'm going in the buy. Okay, here's the close. Oh man, let's retain some of this volume. Okay, so we got rejected at that red line. I placed that there for a reason, right? I looked back. So now we got to kind of gauge off of how much volume can we close with. Can we close above here? It would be nice if we get one more kind of push with 20 seconds to go. However, I am at a break even, but the sad thing is if I get hit break even, I left 40 to 45 pips on the table, but it's the part of the game. If you want to continue to ride a trade out, you got to kind of do it. And I have no capital at risk, so I'm okay with doing this, I can't lose any money. Okay, good close above there. We got a wick. So if it pulls back now, okay, we got an ignited bar. Perfect, perfect, perfect. We got an ignited bar. If it was a shorter wick or we closed near the high and we had the same ignited bar, we would be driving. But so we've got to continue to fill that wick, which is we are doing. Not bad, not bad. Ignited bar holding. So you see that red line? I'm just going to move it to the point of interest of how that bar closed and opened right there. See how I'm manipulating the line now? Okay, so now can we break? It's a lower high, right? From that right there. It's a lower high so far. It's an inverted hammer candle. So can it come back up and build? So we got two strong rejections up there. So it looks like there is some resistance up there. They pin this candle, it could come down and trade into the blue candle. Again, you see how it came down? We're holding that ignited inverted head, and you see how it kind of got that next push to come back up, but then they push it back down. So we got to see again, can we get one more fill to come back up? Because if we lose this head of this blue volume, the candle is going to turn to a shooting star, then it's going to start to trade down into here. But we still have a little bit of blue volume below us. Maybe we can catch a wick in here. If it does, before it hits the break even. Again, we got another good injection of volume. So let's see if we can continue break out of here. There's a lot of stop losses above here on the sellers. So maybe we can break through here and then catch another 20-30 pips up there. But it's struggling. Okay. So again, how many times? I count in my head 4 times it came up there and got rejected. So can we get another big injection, or are we going to lose our body? And then there's 3 minutes left on the candle. So sometimes when you're holding a trade, for more and more and more pips, you got to go through this. So I'm saying if it does pull back into here, I'm hoping that the pullback will be right here, like around 950. Right there, 950. Right there, we have the red line. See, now we lost our bullish ignited open. It turned into that shooting star right there. So that's where it picked up a wick at 950. So let's see if we can hold here. Hold this 950. If not, they could come all the way back down and hit the break even. So we're trading into the previous bar's volume. It's actually getting tested now. So I'd like to see if it can hold a shallow pullback here at 950, which it is still holding. Okay, so you see where I put that red line? Okay, so we held. You see where I placed that red line, guys? And now we're coming right back up to the opening position. We got that blue volume coming back in, but this candle is a fight between the buyers and the sellers now. So it's one of those consolidated candles that came up, they pushed it down. It came back up, and look at the volume right again where we opened. So this is one of those pin bar spin top candles, and now the sellers are pushing it back down. The buyers are buying. So when we get consolidation on multi-bars, this is a consolidation in a single candlestick. And we'll see who will win the fight. I'm hoping it's the buyers will win. All of this accumulation, they pushed out. So I hope now the depth of market is building and can continue to build the depth of market and continue. They can ask to trade back up here, and it will continue to break through here. Can I explain why I put the red line there, Jay? Yeah. So I was looking to place it. I'm going to tell you the exact truth. I was looking to place about 50% right there. But then when I saw that I was close to 950, that psychological number right there, and I saw that we have not penetrated this candle yet, I thought maybe a nice shallow pullback would be perfect at 950, that nice psychological number, like right there. Okay, 949, 950. And it turned out it held. Okay. Sometimes utilizing psychological numbers with your price action can help. It is still currently holding. We still have volume above the previous body. It's closing now in 30 seconds. This is really going to dictate now who will push this into the close. So let's see now. It's anybody's game. It's like a coin flip. The sellers can push it back down. The buyers can push it back up. Okay, so sellers are in control right now, going into the close, 10 seconds. Again, we're retesting that red line. Okay, so you see now they broke it. Okay, so now it's coming right to my break even. Yep, that's it, guys. That's a break even trade. It sucks. Okay, but break even is better than losing capital. Okay, the only thing I lost on that trade was 40 pips of profit. Okay. And I'm okay with that. Okay, a lot of traders get rattled by that. I don't. Okay, I could have taken out profit. I didn't. I was looking for the bigger move. So you see sometimes how looking for a bigger move can turn around and burn you. So sometimes when you take a trade and you got zero drawdown and it goes up to 40, 50 pips in profit, do something, right? Learn from my mistakes. Okay, but that doesn't mean like we got to forget about the trade. We just got to now reanalyze. So you see now how it's coming right back up. We might be barcoding. Bullish, bearish, bullish. Pip and dip. Mikkel, yeah, you got it. You got it. Yeah. But I hope you guys learned how I walked you through that. That first initial hold at that red line where I placed it, it held. It could have held and continued to fill, and we would have been filling those wicks and we would have been driving, okay? But in this situation, it just didn't work out. Okay, but the best thing that you can do as a trader is just protect your capital. Bringing your stop loss to break even. You don't win, you don't lose. It's all good. We can continue to look for another trade. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I should have maybe told you guys that I was securing. I didn't, so but it's live trading. We all learn together. So now, look what's happening. So we did close above. We broke out. We were in that buy. Unfortunately, I didn't scale out. Okay, so now it's coming back down to maybe retest the physical green box inside. There's your 9 EMA. Okay, maybe it will come back down in here. Maybe I can buy a pullback. So, right? I didn't win. I didn't lose. So I can still look for another trade. Maybe it wants to come back in here, and I can get a pullback buy in here without hitting. You know, if I was still in with a stop loss, I would have got stopped out. So now I can get back in. Let me just get rid of that line now. Sorry guys, I didn't even look at gold or NASDAQ while I was in that trade. I was just focusing on US30. And then now we got 12:30 coming up in 2 minutes and 20 seconds. So right now it's kind of consolidating right before the new 30-minute candle. Maybe if it continues to build, we could see ourselves continuing to drive back up. Okay, so what I'm doing is now maybe going to try and consolidate the volume here and see if it will continue to stay in here. Maybe we'll get a retest buy out of here. Maybe this will be like a fake out. Who knows? Where it came up, kind of peeked its head up here. They might bring it back down. Whoa! Okay. Oh shit! Now we got volatility, guys. Okay. We got some. Whoa! 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 What is going on? Oh! What is going on here? Okay, this is prior to 12:30. I have no idea what's going on unless. Come on, Trump is speaking for real. Oh, see, guys, sometimes we can't control that. Is he speaking, guys? Oh, he is. Oh, shit, guys. Let me put it on here. This is live Bloomberg. Sorry, guys. Let me just put it on for you guys. You can hear in the background.
Meeting with the Prime Minister of Norway, generating some headlines unrelated to Norway, most of them tied more to Ukraine and Russia. And of course, there's been some reporting on that front. So I want to bring in Bloomberg's Kelly Lines, who is live in Washington. She is the co-host of Balance of Power, to give us a little more perspective here. Kaylee, just walk us through what we learned from the president here when it comes to Russia, when it comes to...
Can you guys hear?
Well, the president clearly, Scarlett, still maintaining that he believes both sides do want to reach some sort of peace deal, and he said they need to get
no,
to the
Trump
table
is in there
to do that. Interesting to
meeting
hear
with
him
Norway.
suggest
Yeah,
that
can
the
you
US
guys hear?
has
I'm on
deadline
live
in mind
Bloomberg
for this to
right
happen.
here.
He didn't reveal what that is. He says
You
he
guys
does
can
have
hear?
his own deadline for a deal. Now, keep in mind, this also comes after Bloomberg reported
All good.
earlier
Let me
today
know
that
if you
the
guys can
US
hear
is
it. Okay.
preparing when
I'm not going to
President
try and
Trump
talk as much when Trump is talking. And then you guys up the volume a bit. No worries.
To present to Russia an agreement which would mean Russia has to accept that Ukraine is able to.
Okay, so he's talking about Russia and Ukraine. So watch gold, crude oil,
kind of peace agreement as well as Russia,
and the indices. Wow, guys. Okay.
In Ukraine, and so that is one development in that arena. As the U.S., of course, has also suggested.
Man, why couldn't Trump come out 2 seconds earlier when we were in that trade?
Russian,
Man,
which Russia illegally annexed in 2014 as Russian, something Ukraine says it is unwilling to do.
Okay, so gold is selling back down into that green box. Let's see if we get a wick out of here. But you got to be careful too, because now Trump is speaking. So all bets are off the table now. I don't know what he's going to say, and it could definitely affect all of these securities, guys. So sometimes when you have a speaker, it's just like a red folder news. You have to be careful, okay? So this is, let me just say this ahead of time. Please manage your risk right now, okay? I'm telling you, because as soon as he opens his mouth, he says something, you'll see some crazy range candles, okay? If you're not in a trade, maybe don't look to take a trade until he actually speaks and we hear what he's saying and we review how the markets are moving. Because sometimes these zones and points of interest mean nothing when you get a speaker like Powell or Donald Trump.
Kaylee Lines joining us from Washington. And it is perhaps those comments about a meeting with China. We've been meeting with China that has sent stocks to their session highs. Now, granted, these are marginal moves compared to where we were a few minutes ago, but everyone is waiting on tenterhooks for any kind of development.
But this would be like a nice opportunity to look for maybe a buy on gold. So you see when we were talking about, we wait for that pullback buy. It traded right into 50% of our green box. And let's see if it can close above here or turn into a hammer candle with 3 minutes to go.
And in cases like Tesla, where the company reported its worst quarter in about 3 years, that didn't matter. Investors rewarded the stock anyway as part of an overall market rally. You can see the dollar, though, not participating in the advance, down 0.3%, and the 10-year yield coming down 6 basis points as Treasuries partake in the advance. The 10-year yielding 4.32%. All right, let's break down.
Guys, thank you guys to 185 viewers on YouTube. I appreciate you guys. If you guys can leave us a like for Stock Sniper Trading, we do appreciate it. Subscribe to our channel. If you guys are learning a little bit about the markets, you guys are having fun with us. If you want to join the team, you're welcome to join the team. Visit StockSniperTrading.com.
Dragging that sector down right now. The first one is PepsiCo. That stock is falling its most in 2 months after the company lowered its full-year profit outlook.
See, they're talking about PepsiCo. So if you're listening to
global trade developments,
why did they lower their numbers and things like that?
And they also said that they will likely increase supply chain costs due to all of that volatility when it comes to global trade. It's a similar story for Procter & Gamble, of course, the maker of Tide products. That stock is down as well today. They cut their annual sales and profit outlook, citing tariffs and volatility in consumer demand. Essentially the same story here as PepsiCo. They also expect organic sales growth this year of approximately 2% versus the prior year, which was lower than what the company forecast back in January. It was previously
so we got a nice bullish candle coming out of the gold box.
One stock, though, that's in the
NASDAQ is continuing to drive, respecting all of the higher lows. Oh, US30, I'm so upset that I got taken out on that break even. But it is what it is, guys. We hit 40,000 on the dot.
Beat estimates just slightly of about 23 cents. Revenue came in, and also CapEx also, well, it was actually.
Did anybody, is anybody still in US30? You know, sometimes I'm telling you guys, sometimes I go to break even and it's really tight stop loss. Some of you guys give it a little bit more room to breathe. Are you guys still in it? If there is anybody, I hope there is someone out of, I hope there's someone that's in it, that's still in it, that didn't get stopped out.
$62 a barrel and Brent at 66.
Patrick, your laptop froze. Are you still in it? Sergio, you're still in? Oh, nice, guys. Look for to take it right up to that red box up there. Now you're at break even. Nice. Oh, guys. Oh, perfect. That made me happy, guys. Remember we took the buy right out of here? Holy shit, guys. Okay, 90. If it gets up to the red box, you got 100 pips. 100. Go for it. Scale out up there.
Remain in place. We've got concerns about
and then above there, let me just go full screen. Sorry, guys. Sorry. So this is what I do. Remember how I got that red zone? Now what's above the red zone? Keep going, keep going, keep going. There's a wick, maybe structure right there. Cut that candle in half, 50% right there. Beautiful. At that wick right there. 40,080.
The highest gold investment demand. Around
if it continues to drive, see if it breaks this red zone, there's that red line, 40,080.
It's all happening in the gold market.
It's all happening in the gold market.
So that was that redistribution over here, bullish flag. It took a while to continue to move. That was where I bought, but that stupid wick right there got me at the break even. But
are they planning to hold on to these gold positions for?
No woulda, shoulda, couldas.
Well, yeah, I mean, demand is firing.
Okay, so gold. You know when it came in the green box, got a wick, it came back up. Look, it's now pushing back down. Okay, so there was no buy there. Now you got your EMA's 9 crossing below the 200. So let's see if this body will close in 4 minutes below here. We can flip this zone. red, and then it looks like maybe a head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, come back in here, retest the right shoulder, it's red. We could see gold go down. Maybe Trump is going to talk, strengthen the US dollar, and then there could be selling pressure on gold. Okay, so let's wait. Trump is not speaking yet. You're continuing to drive on here. What I would be doing if I was in this trade, that big bullish candle, bring the red line up to 50% right there. I'm going to get rid of this one. Okay, so if you get a pull back to 50% right there, you're still good. It pulled back. Let's see if it can continue to fill and get right into that red box for 100 pips. My dance coming. You're still in US30. Congrats. Wow, Zorza in NASDAQ and US30. Congrats. Good job. Wow, good job, guys. Okay, if you guys are making money, I'm happy.
That 1% allocation.
Just remember, I take a 25% tariff on your profits. Dave and I take 25% off of everybody. And if you're American, it's 100% for Americans. I'm just joking. I would never do that. We love everybody here, especially our American friends. We love them. We do not love your politicians. We don't like them. But American citizens, we love you guys.
Companies on the Shanghai Gold Exchange.
Okay, and you've made clear that gold is your favorite commodity on an absolute and relative basis, certainly over other commodities. Putting aside gold for a moment, what
stock
else are you
tariff,
looking at in terms
Tony.
of being able to kind of
Stock
keep pace
tariff.
from those advances?
Yeah, so I mean, against the gold view, we have quite a bearish
NASDAQ up 450 points. 2.4%. Congratulations to you guys in the buy. Okay, so we don't. Guys, check out Bloomberg Live. It's fantastic for your daily news. Really great.
We've got OPEC plus returning barrels and the potential for a nuclear deal with Iran. And
Eli George, you're coming to Montreal on Friday? Nice. I'm going to Montreal, Ottawa in July. We're going to go for a nice little week trip up there. I'm about 5-6 hours away from Montreal driving.
Going to be proposing over the next few weeks.
I was looking to get Montreal Canadiens tickets and I couldn't grab them.
The base case is bearish crude.
I got outbid on them.
Is bearish in the near term. Having said that, I think there's going to be an amazing opportunity.
Guys, I hope we hit this red box for you guys on US30. That could be a nice, clean 100 pip move.
Over the next 3 to 6 months, I think.
Dom, you see a crazy bull flag on US30 all day, or?
Oil.
Yeah, that was a nice, crazy bull flag. Now they're redistributing, filling that imbalance.
It may provide a fantastic opportunity, and I'm wondering.
Montreal's beautiful. Enjoy your time there.
Bottom there for a while, and it could be a bit of a value trap.
They got some really nice restaurants there. Okay, so we see gold is pushing down. It's going to close in 48 seconds. If it closes below here, we're going to flip that green zone red. Again, that's an hourly point of interest, but with this type of volume coming down, it could definitely break that. Okay.
Or even European.
So then, what we're looking for is maybe selling pullbacks on gold.
To 24 months ahead. So those policies would help. And then there's a list of things that Trump may be able to deliver. I mean, after all, Trump does want growth in the US to be accelerating. So over the medium term, you would expect, or we expect in the base case, certainly not the next 3 to 6 months, quite the opposite. But over the next 12, 24 months, you would expect CapEx investment in the US to pick up. And this is, almost, it's about 25% of GDP, $8 trillion CapEx in the US. So it's a material part